right, guys, lucky week 7. We're gonna go through 3 exercises 3 times through. We'll start out with something just to kind of wake up the feet, ankles, hamstrings, back, everything. So just start feet together, chin to the chest. We start with these a lot. Roll down, walk out to a plank. Drop the hips, chin up to the ceiling or the sky or the tarp or whatever it is you're looking at. And then go back, stretch out the hamstrings, downward dog, and then walk the hands back to the feet, roll back up. Go through 2 of those. So 1 more of those. Chin the chest, roll down, walk the hands out. Hamstring stretch, drop the hips, ab stretch, open up the chest, neck, hamstring stretch. So go into downward dog, hold that for a second, drive the heels down, and then walk the hands back to the feet. Bend the knees, roll up. Head's the last thing to come up. All right, and we'll get started. So, starting with super wide stance. So trying to get a lot of stretch and opening in this frontal plane of motion for the hips. You're gonna switch. We'll do all on the right and then all on the left. At first we'll do just a hip opener move, then incorporate spine, and then come back out of it. So start with the arms straight above the head. So this is like your streamline pose, biceps to the ears. Bend one knee, hold there, drop the chest. So the upper half of the body is moving separately. Come up and out of that, and then straighten out the legs. So go through 8 of those. Bend the knee, drop the chest, come back to vertical, straighten out the leg. But don't connect the movements. Make them each separate. So there's a lot of benefit in decelerating yourself back down rather than just moving into each thing in a super smooth fashion. Try to make them all disjointed a bit. Knee bent, drop the chest, vertical spine, straighten out the leg. So now the back has to do a little bit more work. It's not able to rely on the leg. And then same thing on the other side. Left knee bends, arms straight up, streamline, bend the knee. And if it feels like you don't have much mobility there, go wider, really about as wide as you feel like you can go. It'll feel better to sink down into that already wide opened hip. 8 on that side. Bend the knee. It should feel like there's a big stretch in those straight leg that you're leaving behind. Should go good. 8-ish. 8 on each side. When you're done, whew, it's like hardest on the arms.
Yeah.
All right, so leg swings. We've done these before, but now we're gonna basically treat this is your big circle, and this is your reverse point, the high point. So take the leg up to the side, reverse that movement, come back around, stop at the side. So same kind of theory as what you're doing in the first exercise. There's a lot that has to happen to reverse that movement, or to not just get to swing that leg all the way through. So think raise it up to the front, bring it out to the side, reverse that movement. Go through 10 of those, so just 5 one way, 5 the other way. If you want to hold on to something, go for it. Try to keep shoulders even. As soon as you lean away, now you're putting movement in the spine, not just isolating it to the hip. As soon as you tilt the whole body, now this hip's getting movement, and really it should just be isolated to that leg that you're swinging. Same thing on the other side. So swing it up, around to the side.
I'll be the example of how not to do this.
Very wobbly. I did have several years of ballet. Got a little leg up on him.
Pun intended.
It's been a long 6-7 weeks, y'all. Whoa.
Alright.
Should feel good. Ish, man, legs should feel good. All right, so more plank hip openers. We're doing a lot of hip stuff today. So chin to the chest, roll down, hands down, walk the feet back. So this is a good one because now we're gonna we've done these hip openers before, a lot of you guys have, but now we're gonna make the hamstring do a little bit more work. So big wide step with that foot. And then just bring your back ankle to tap the ankle of the leg that's up wide and go back. So go through 6 of those on the same side. Tap, return. We'll keep progressing into a little bit more movement each round on this one. And then same thing on the other side. Wide step, back leg comes and touches, return, neutral plank. Go through 6 of those. All right, we'll go through those 3 things, second round. Back to your super wide stance whenever you're ready. Streamline, bend the knees, sink down, add a lean towards that leg, come back out of it, then straighten out the leg. Go through 6 of those to one side, 6 to the other side. Bend the knee, spine stays vertical, lean to the side, come back to vertical, straighten out. Bend, lean, neutral, straighten. Good. Check that you're not holding your breath. Try to find where it feels good to exhale. And exhale each time you're at that point on each exercise. Same thing, other side. 6 of these. One side should feel easier than the other. Make them separate movements so you don't want it to be this bend, lean, come back to neutral. Much harder to separate them and not let the spine just get to rely on the leg or let the leg rely on the bend of the spine. Nice job. Back to your leg swing. So now imagine if my circle is like a hula hoop right here. Now the leg's going in front. So pause up in front, swing around, pause front, swing around. Like you're drawing a big circle just right in front of you. 10 total, 5 each way, so you don't have too many of these guys. These workouts are intended for you to do with a run, after a run, before a run. So it's not supposed to just totally wear you out, but instead to just get things moving the right way and feeling warmed up. So we're not gonna do too many high numbers of everything. Should be 10 to 15 minutes. 10 of these. Nice job. All right, back to those plank hip openers. Chin to the chest, roll down, walk the feet back out. So building onto this, wide step, put that leg in and just plant the toe, all right? And then just shift the weight over to it and come about halfway up. Hands go back down, leg goes back, other leg joins it. Wide step, plant the toe, come halfway up, and return. Go through 6 of those. So that's a lot of good work for the hip. That front leg should be feeling it. Lower back's responsible for a lot of that raise of the upper half of the body. 6, and then same thing on the other side. Plant the toe. Come halfway up so that all the weight goes into the feet. Hands get to take off the weight. Legs take over. Nice job. All right. 3rd round, last time through. All right, wide squat. Actually, I'm gonna come do this. Wide squat. Arms are gonna be out in front of you this time. So bend one knee, hold, rotation towards that leg, and then come back up. So think of it like 3 movements. Descend, rotation, accelerate back up. Descend, twist. Oh, this is a first time appearance from the Paxton. He thinks you can't see him. Go through 6 of these, and then same thing on the other side. Bend the left knee, twist, straighten back out. So we've now moved the spine into 3 different main planes of direction. Sagittal, frontal, and then transverse, which is this twist. All right, so last 2 things. Leg swing. So we do the same thing that we did out to the side, but now knees bent. So I'd start with the knee up, And now imagine you're drawing the line with the knee. So the circle is going here and then back around. So knee up to the side, clockwise circle, reverse. It's almost like that knee just like hits a wall or a ledge or something up here. You could like put your hand up there. 10 of those guys. So now we're just again trying to get as much rotation in that femur head up in the pelvis. 5 each direction, 10 total. And then switch, same idea. Knee out to the side. So in some ways it's easier, in some ways it's harder. The leg's bent, so you have a little extra weight in closer to where that joint's moving. It's a little easier than a straight leg. But now, because the knee's bent, your hip's able to move a little further. So for some of you, this may feel a little bit harder. We usually do the harder option third. And then we have one more round of the plank. This is a lot of hips. All right, now we're going back down to plank. Last time for these hip openers, you have 2 options. One, you can either do what you did last time, root that toe down and come all the way up to vertical, or a little harder, set that foot down, connect the ankles, but don't put the foot on the ground and come up and out of that. 6 on one side, 6 on the other. Try it with balancing, see if that works. If not, you can always root the toe down. The hip and quad are still doing the same amount of work. You're just pushing more of it into one side. Just becomes a little more asymmetrical. Last thing, so the legs and hips are tired, you're good. Same thing on the other side. Hips low, wide step, connect the ankles, come up and out of it. That first one's always a little harder, at least for me. You have to figure out how to suddenly lean the other direction. 3 more. Last one. Ta-da! What is our child doing? He's hiding. That's it. 7 weeks, 3 exercises, 3 times through. We're out.
Bye.